You're never really alone when you have the movies. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 social distancing movies.
It's my first day out in the world!
For this list, we'll be looking at films that deal with various forms of isolation.
Fred, if you're real, you better tell me right now! If you're real, you better tell me right now!
Number 10, Home Alone. Who says that a social distancing movie can't also be a feel-good movie?
I made my family disappear.
For anyone feeling down in the dumps, this comedy classic is sure to lift your spirits, whether it's Christmas or not. There isn't a 90s kid who hasn't dreamed of being Kevin McAllister, a young lad who's accidentally left home alone during the holidays. Although everyone views him as completely helpless, Kevin proves to be a natural survivalist, even taking on 2 bumbling burglars.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Slapstick aside, Home Alone is an unexpectedly warm and relatable portrait of family. It isn't until Kevin's family disappears that he comes to truly appreciate what he had. Sometimes space puts things into perspective, which makes it all the more gratifying when you're reunited with your loved ones.
What else did you do while we were away?
Just hung around.
Number 9, Into the Wild. This biographical drama centers on Chris McCandless, also known as Alexander Supertramp.
What's your fascination with all that stuff?
I'm going to Alaska.
Alaska?
Played by Emile Hirsch in a fiercely dedicated performance, McCandless seemingly had the world in the palm of his hand. He gave it all up to explore the world, however, stripping his lifestyle down to the bare minimum.
Is there anybody here? Guess not!
McCandless comes across a variety of colorful characters during his travels, and is given numerous opportunities to settle down, but just keeps moving until he inevitably reaches his final destination. Some may see McCandless as an inspiring figure who had the adventure of a lifetime. Others may view his story as a cautionary tale about the price of isolation. Ultimately, this is a film about the beauty and cruelty of nature, as well as human nature. Number 8, The Revenant.
You're forgetting your place, boy.
As far as I can tell, my place is right here on the smart end of this rifle.
As gorgeously shot and crafted as The Revenant is, it's hard to think of a more brutal story about survival. Even if you haven't seen the film, chances are you've at least heard about the scene where a bear attacks Hugh Glass, played by Leonardo DiCaprio in an Oscar-winning performance. That's only the beginning, as Glass treks across a harsh, freezing landscape, taking extreme measures on the road to salvation. Needless to say, Alejandro G. Iñárritu's film isn't exactly an easy watch. After seeing everything Glass had to endure, though, you'll be left with the confidence boost needed to tackle whatever the world throws at you. In what's practically a one-man show, DiCaprio carries the movie's weight on his shoulders, and it's a heavy load.
I ain't afraid to die anymore. I'm done already.
Number 7, The Martian. When it comes to movies about solitude, you can't get more secluded than outer space.
I'm alive, obviously, but I'm guessing that's gonna come as a surprise to my crewmates and to NASA, and to the entire world, really, so. Surprise.
Set in the year 2035, The Martian stars Matt Damon as Mark Watney, an astronaut who's mistakenly left behind on Mars. As the planet's sole inhabitant, Watney must rely on his wits and instincts while awaiting rescue.
Look, I don't mean to sound arrogant or anything, but I am the greatest botanist on this planet.
Although it's science fiction, the film comes off as surprisingly realistic. This isn't just due to the story's scientific accuracy, but because our protagonist is so identifiable. Despite his constant loneliness and the fear that he might not make it back to Earth, Watney manages to maintain a sense of humor.
Which, by definition, makes me a pirate. Mark Watney. Space pirate.
It goes to show that during the most trying times, a laugh goes a long way. Number 6, The Lighthouse. Few films feed into the audience's paranoia like The Lighthouse, which will make anybody second guess sharing a small space with another human being.
Contradict me again, and I'll dock your wages.
Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe dominate the screen together as two lighthouse keepers who are confined to a distant island. The setting is bleak, the living conditions are minimal, and booze is the only form of pleasure. Well, that and mermaids. The anxiety is only emphasized by the black and white cinematography, as well as the claustrophobic aspect ratio. All the while, our characters grow increasingly suspicious of each other. It's not a matter of if, but when, one of these guys will completely crack. Whoever the last man standing is, he'll have nothing to cling to but his own insanity.
Will you kill me like you done that girl? I did! Liar! You murdering dog! 'Twas ye what changed the wind on us. 'Twas ye what damned us, dog. 'Twas ye!
Number 5. Solaris. Solaris came out when most people associated sci-fi with strange worlds and extravagant set pieces, which would only grow more prevalent with the release of Star Wars a few years later.
Наука. Чепуха. В этой ситуации одинаково беспомощны и посредственность, и гениальность.
Andrei Tarkovsky's film finds the simplicity in interstellar travel, although the real journey is into the human psyche. Even if you remove the space station setting, Solaris would still be a thought-provoking story about a psychologist coping with loss. Upon leaving Earth, Chris Kelvin reconnects with his late wife in ways he never thought possible. Even when she's seemingly right in front of him, however, Kelvin is truly just alone with his memories. As pleasant as a memory may be, it can only keep someone company for so long.
Что было потом? А потом я уехал. И с тех пор мы больше уже не виделись.
Number 4. A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place speaks volumes about family and the human condition, despite not having much dialogue. The film possesses one of the most ingenious premises in the post-apocalyptic genre, following a family forced into isolation when noise-sensitive aliens invade Earth. A simple trip to the grocery store suddenly becomes a life-threatening mission. Adding to the sense of desperation, the store has been mostly stripped of its inventory, although the chip aisle is fully stocked. The characters are required to walk on eggshells at all times, with even the tiniest creak or crack spelling doom. Dread looms over every shot, but it's the little moments shared between the characters that get us through the ordeal. During tense times, the subtlest actions can have the greatest impact.
She's smart. She'll have found a place.
They know what to do.
Number 3. 28 Days Later. Danny Boyle set a new gold standard for zombie apocalypse movies with this breakout hit.
Hello!
Boyle's blunt direction and Anthony Dodd Mantle's gritty cinematography give 28 Days Later an eerie realism rarely found in zombie movies. When Jim steps out into an abandoned London, we experience both a sense of gravitas and a sense of emptiness, signifying that the end of days has already come and gone. For all the blood and screams, the film also has a lot of silent, atmospheric, and even hopeful scenes that bring out the story's raw humanity. As our characters develop into a family unit, it's easy to forget about their dire circumstances. Of course, that makes it all the more alarming when danger rears its infected head. Number 2. Castaway.
Hey! Anybody?
Coming out the same year as the Survivor reality show, Castaway hit at a time when audiences were fascinated by the concept of being stranded on a deserted island. The film belongs to Tom Hanks' Chuck Noland, a FedEx worker who takes refuge on a remote island after his plane crashes in the ocean. With next to no resources, Chuck must improvise his own tools, shelter, and even a companion in the form of a volleyball.
They may never find us.
The only things that keep the fire in Chuck burning are the thoughts that he'll see his girlfriend again and will one day deliver an unopened mystery package. The film is a testament to what a phenomenal actor Hanks is, delivering so much even when given so little.
I know.
Before we unveil our number 1 isolation pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Please talk to me. Hey,
my god, how's Tokyo?
It's great here. It's really great. I don't know, I went to this shrine today, and there were these monks and they were chanting, and I didn't feel anything, you know?
We'll never really be safe again. We can't be, not with all the technology, the chemicals, the information.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Night of the Living Dead.
Government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life.
This game changer from George A. Romero revolves around a group of mostly strangers who seek sanctuary in a house during a zombie outbreak. Upon release, many critics wrote off Night of the Living Dead as a senseless gore fest. Looking back, people not only came to regard it as a masterful work of horror, but something much deeper. While the racial themes aren't directly addressed, there's clearly tension between the African-American Ben and the Caucasian Harry. When ghouls are breaking through the boarded-up windows, though, skin color does not matter. All that matters is survival, and Ben is one of the genre's most resourceful protagonists. While his ending isn't the happiest, Ben never loses his humanity, setting a level-headed example we should all follow whenever panic erupts.
I was alone with 50 or 60 of those things, just standing there, staring at me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.